Female. Good morning, guys.
So you got his stuff all done, and then what time is Roger coming in?
1 or 2:30.
Adam is doing Melissa's chore.
Okay. All right.
Also, if you want to tell Adam he has a package up here.
Adam?
Yeah. Stepping stone, how can I help you?
So for today, I'm okay for today. I'm okay for where I'm at. I'm okay with work. I'm okay with everything right now for today.
The folks who live here are probably the most resilient people I've ever met in my entire life. Things that have happened in their life, I look at and say, I don't know how that doesn't just cripple you for months, years. But they keep pressing forward.
I like how it's still here to remind us, hey guys, it's still winter, okay?
Half of the people that come in for their intakes tell me their story, and it's something that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It's things that I've never even heard before that these people have been put into this position now because of. And I think that it's really important that we are very careful about our attitudes towards people affected by homelessness.
My mom, she was like my best friend. You know, I could do anything. I ain't do nothing wrong to her. And you know, it's like I couldn't explain it. A mother and a son bond is way differently from a son and dad bond. It's way different. I got these after I lost both of my parents. One is from my mom, one is from my dad. You know, it's some days where I want to break down and crash out, but it's like, I just think of it, I'm going to break down and crash out and cry. Who's going to be there for me to lift me back up? I ain't got my parents, so I just keep pushing.
You see people every day that are just like you and me, and we're one missed paycheck or one medical catastrophe or one car accident away from being in the exact same position.
My granddaughters are asking for me. Mortgage and painting. International Falls. I'm going back home.
I would say over 50% of our clients here that we serve is elderly. We have a high population of elderly clients in shelter right now. We have, like I said, young, old, youth. But what we're seeing, we're getting the most calls from elderly residents that are homeless, sleeping in their cars.
Something surprising to me about the youth that we see is that a lot of them have nobody. And to me, that's so shocking that families get to a point where they want nothing to do with their kids. Obviously, I don't always know the whole story, and there's lots of things that come up that sometimes you need to set boundaries or whatever, but it's very disheartening to see how many youth come in here, and even the smallest question of like, who do you want down for your emergency contact? And they say nobody. That just breaks my heart.
We have a young gentleman in our shelter now. Both of his parents are deceased. He was found on a rest stop. And so he's here now. He has no family. And so we're just trying to help him work through some of the barriers. You know, he's had a rough life.
I actually like golfing too though, cause when I was doing it was a little program here, Compassion Coffee, where we used to where we went to events and stuff, and we'll go to like private events, go like to like tennis courts, doctor's office, dentist, all type of stuff. So we went to it was a tennis court. It was real big. It was nice. I got to shoot around a little bit. I was watching my dad play golf. He used to like doing that stuff. I really ain't like to do it. When he had ended up passing away, I kind of wanted to do that stuff, so I tried it out a little bit. I just shot around a little bit, but I was more watching them because I had to do the event, because I was selling coffee. But before this, I was doing the inflatables. It's a bouncy house company that like they it's like like the ones that the little kids jump on and stuff. So I would like drop them off, then have to babysit them, watch them jump around and stuff like that. Yeah, it was loud. It was fun though, cause they were just all happy bouncing around. So good spirit. We don't stop because of the rain. So it'll be raining and all muddy and stuff, and the kids will still be in there jumping around. So we tell them like to go clean up. They don't want to. They just keep on going back in there jumping around. It's all muddy. That's all slippery.
Hey, can you let me out to the garbage? Thank you.
My walking pill. It just helps me keep my balance and stuff. I can't say it hasn't been working. I haven't fallen as much as I did this summer, but it's also not as hot. I feel like the weather affects my body, so. I was working from before sun up till after sundown, so, and then it was like I would go home, sleep. I would read when I could. Warehouse jobs, PCAing, door dashing, Uber and Lyft. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. It's just I don't have a vehicle now, and it's not easy to get there. And then also with my disability, I'm a fall risk. So while I'm taking care of somebody, I don't want to put myself in jeopardy where they're feeling like, the person that's supposed to help me, how am I going to help, So the reason I have my job here is because of John. I was out driving with John and I got the call and, she asked like, hey, are you able to do an interview today? I was like, I am, I looked over, he was like, yeah, we can drive over there. So I'm very grateful because if I wasn't with somebody from here, I wouldn't have been able to get to the interview. I didn't have Uber or anything to get to the interview. So my first few weeks, it was people from here who were helping me get to and from work. So for a good, I want to say a month and a half, 2 months, I was getting for good rides from here until I got my Uber money, because my first few checks were going to pay off old bills and things like that. So I am very grateful. People in this building have been a major help. Yeah.
Supplies. So over here we have our blankets and like sheets, pillows. And then when they first come in, they all get these intake bags as well. So they have like shampoo, conditioner, body wash, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant.
My dad wanted me named after his dad, which is John Melton David. My mom wanted me named after my dad, which is Melton Thomas David. So that's how I got so many names. It's a pain. You don't know what name to put on what papers. because I got to use John David on some papers. Like I went through 6 years of Army Reserve underneath John David. Now I'm going underneath Mountain Thomas David. So they know it's the same person. I had to change my name when I was 38. Now I'm turning 60, so I got used to it a mess.
That confusion of the multiple names floating around caused a lot of issues with him being able to access the things that he qualifies for through the VA. He didn't know he had access to a lot of things. He also wasn't able to get access to a lot of things through the VA and, VA housing and free insurance, like all these things he was struggling to get because of how difficult just his name was making things.
It breaks my heart. Obviously nobody should be homeless, but elderly, it's hard because, where's their support system? As far as they're normally on a fixed income because they get the SSI, and then we've been seeing a lot of elderly that needs more care than we're able to provide here. But then their income doesn't match for nursing homes or that care that they need. So it's kind of hard to get them into those type of programs.
The demographic of seniors has gone up astronomically over the last 5 to 7 years. And like I said, that is such a pinch point. And we don't like to think about grandma and grandpa not having a place to live. And the reality is there isn't a great lane for them to be in to move on quickly. And I think our seniors, because I hear seniors who live here say this, I need to move on because I know somebody else needs my bed. And I love the fact that they see that personal responsibility in it, where they're saying to themselves, I need to move myself, but they have different and higher barriers in some ways than our younger people.
It's scary. It's pretty scary coming here on your first day. A lot of new people that you get to meet. Then you share a room with people you don't know. It's kind of scary. That's what I remember. I remember when I got here, it's pretty scary. But once you're here, things seem to get better as long as you stay focused and you keep in contact with your case managers, and it gets a little bit better. There's a lot of paperwork, but I think my main focus and me working so hard that when I was in Stepping Stone, I continued to work. I didn't have a vehicle at the time, so I would be on the bus line, and I would get up every single day and take a bus to work to Blaine, and then come home and do the chores here that we have here at Stepping Stone and work here to get to where I'm at. So it wasn't easy for me to get to my housing, the shared housing I'm in. I had to work pretty hard to get to where I'm at. But the ladies, helped me and pushed me, and I just kept going and going. Laura's my case manager, and her and Annette worked together, helping me find housing. And I did. They found me housing, shared housing here in Blaine. They're really great ladies. Anything I needed, they were very helpful. They kind of guided me the way, showed me resources to get connected with. There's many different things that both the ladies worked, with me. I did have to work hard though to get to where I'm at. So
I have Tiffany in my program. Actually, when I first started a few years ago, Tiffany was in our program and was able to exit the program successfully. She had a really good job. She found a place to live on her own. Tiffany had a few hiccups and actually ended up back in our shelter, was able to work with her case manager, qualified for my program again, and is now back in the home. She was one of our clients that was just super hesitant on going back. You know, she was comfortable at the shelter and didn't want to mess that up. It took her a little bit of convincing, you know, to go to this house that we have, and right now she's just thriving.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, one second. I'll grab lunches. You want to grab him too? Yeah. Hold on a second. Sorry. Well, it's been busy, why is we probably get like 40 to 50 calls a day from people looking for beds. So we are a first come, first serve shelter. So if we are full, we just tell people to call daily and try to get in. We don't have a wait list anymore except for youth and veterans we can place on a wait list. So when a bed opens up, we'll go down that list first and call those potential clients. But otherwise, it's just whoever calls at the right time then can get into that bed. So it's every advocate here's job to answer the phone, so all of us have to deal with those calls, but it's a lot of, sorry, we're full, but here's other resources, which is really hard because, I mean, especially as it's cold right now, it sucks to have to turn people away, but unfortunately we just don't have the space for the need in Anoka and beyond because we get calls from out of state, we get calls from Minneapolis, Wisconsin, everywhere because we're just, I mean, the reputation for Stepping Stone is excellent. So a lot of people want to get in here, but unfortunately we just don't have the capacity to serve everybody experiencing homelessness.
Did he laugh or was he mad?
He was just wondering what's going on, why his lights was on.
What? That was actually really evil of you. I don't think we can be friends anymore after that.
See how mean she is?
You know, our residents appreciate the simple things, which I think is really important for people to understand. The simplicity of a bonfire. Like, I take that for granted because I can go in my backyard at any point and have a bonfire. But for our residents to know that they can sit by a fire and have community with whether it's 8 or 12 other residents, enjoy some stories, probably a little bit of teasing, and just have conversation. Those are the things that I love. You know, that we're able to provide just some of those simple things that you and I take for granted. That connectedness that makes us, well, we all yearn for that, to have connectedness. And we don't want that to be any different for our residents. We want them to find that and feel good about themselves.
Some of our shelter advocates actually run some of the activities sometimes. We do paintings with them. We do a little bit of canvassing. They have puzzles downstairs. I think most recently we had someone come in and do like beading with them. Very therapeutic things. But we try to, for the most part, this is their home. And so we want to make it comfortable for them as much as possible, if we can.
I meet with McKenna once every week. We talk about jobs, housing. We talk about health insurance, anything that I need, like SNAP, like, benefits. This week I'm only meeting one person this week, and that's done. So af- after after today, I gotta go back to work. So kind of happy for that. But next week I gotta meet 3 people next week. I gotta meet my case manager from here, my other case manager from Anoka, and then my case manager from the YMCA. It's a lot of opportunities that they give us here.
I think about Junior. I was here his first day, and watching the way that he's been able to grow and change is just like, I wish you could have seen him his first day, because he is just thriving and has done excellent and has overcome things that you would never wish on your worst enemy. And here he is being kind to everybody he sees and just thriving. So I'm so proud of him. He's really come a long way. And those are the stories, especially with youth, that make this work beyond worth it.
On a good day, I see someone who's extremely hardworking. On a good day, I see him laughing and making jokes and prank calling the front desk so that I answer it. He's definitely a character. He keeps it very interesting here. He loves to bug anybody up at the front desk all day long for his own entertainment. And that's my favorite junior. My favorite junior is the one who does not leave us alone. So I admire him a lot, actually. I look up to him, I think. And I think he thinks that he would be the one to look up to me. But to think about getting out of bed each day after what he's been through and going to work and hearing from your coworkers that you are such a hard worker and that you're doing so great, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could be as awesome as he is with what he's gone through, and as hardworking and as, caring and as funny and as upbeat as he is with everything that he's gone through. So I really look up to him for that.
I usually get up at 6 in the morning. I get up, brush my teeth, get in the shower, and I get ready for work. I work at Cup Foods. I work in the deli. I fry chicken. Yeah, it's nice. I've been there for almost a month now.
I really believe that, what we do is we provide people an opportunity to hit the reset button. They're able to come in, stabilize themselves, know that they have a place to keep their belongings, their clothings, and maybe some personal items. Know that they've got a bed to sleep in every night. They know that they're going to get nutritious meals. They're going to have activities. They're going to have resources to help them move forward in their job hunt. I think the most important thing that we do is we provide that case management piece, really just trying to help people look and see, these are the things that we need to accomplish or you need to accomplish in order to get yourself into housing. And that case manager really guides that process for them. We're all about empowering our residents to take on the journey for themselves, because everybody's got their own individual road that they have to go down. But there are just certain aspects that the case manager for every one of our residents can help, with some of the paperwork.
Adriana is just the sweetest soul. You can feel her spirit when you talk to her. And she has just been diligent since she got here. She's working to move on to the next thing. She works with her case manager really well and is always there when a new resident comes in to support them and say, make sure you sign up with your case manager, and this is happening this day. If you want to come to this event, I'll go with you, and things like that. She's really, really good about that.
For me, it's like, this is a place for, like, yes, we are going to help you, stepping stone. We are going to help you, but you have to. We can help you as much as you're helping yourself. So if that makes sense.
I feel like Lincoln Estates is going to be, I just feel like that's going to be our best option. Cottage Grove will be a push,
Okay. But is it within the price range that you guys are looking for?
like our goal honestly is like 1,500, but everything is included. So it's just like what we would have to pay for internet, what we would have to pay for utilities, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's kind of like all of that's included.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because you should always have plan A, B, and C, just in case the first plan don't fall through. But always set yourself up for success, meaning make sure that if anything falls through, you'll be able to handle the rent on your own.
Yeah, so on Wednesday, that's when we'll be talking about more of where we're at. I've asked him about, like, if they help with first months and deposit, they don't.
Okay. Well, you can always go through the Salvation Army.
Yeah, so, yeah, I brought it up to Jaquan, and he said Salvation Army, but it's like the 25th is gonna be Monday.
All right, well, I think the plan that you have in place is good. We just need to hopefully get you out of here sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So let us know how we can assist you with that.
Yeah, so I'll talk with Ryan today and let him know what Lincoln Estate says as far as getting the showing, and yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Just a clean, joyful, happy environment, comfortable environment. That's really what I'm hoping for, is peace, and peace in my home. The goal is just to be. Like, it shouldn't be to always attain something. Like, I'm always chasing something. That's not my goal. My goal is to be in a home where I can be and just be.
What stands in my way right now is, I think, my ability to work much more, because I do have a lot of pains and hurts that I'm dealing with. So, just what I'm working right now, I'm okay with, because anything more, I don't know. I like, some days I'm like, I know where I want to be, and I know that what I want to do, but I'm going to need more money. I'm going to need more hours. So that's one of the downers for me right now, is because I know where I want to be. I know what I want to do, but I hurt right now. And I've had back problems for quite some time. Like, I've had a surgery, and it's something I've been dealing with, daily. So it's more my back and, like the sciatica down my legs and things like that. But I've been dealing with this for quite some time, right? Some days are better than others. The last 6 months have been pretty bad for me. But otherwise, some days I'll wake up and there's no pain at all. So it's kind of like I feel frustrated at times, because I know where I want to be and I know what I have to do to get there. But like, I just want to right now sometimes just come home after work and just go to sleep, because I am hurting. I'm tired and I'm hurting. But so I'm okay for today. Today where I'm at, I'm okay. But I know where I want to be.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll make sure to try to squeeze you in. Yeah, that's a part.
I'm pretty close at finding a place. I'm just waiting to get the okay that I got the place. They help you get a place to live. I called some place and got the application sent here, and they help you fill them out and pay if there's money you gotta pay for the background check and stuff. They help you pay that. But they also got me hooked up with the VA too, because I'm a vet. I was never in a war. I was in the Army Reserve and National Guard. I actually joined before I was out of high school. I used to live up in National Falls. In 2019, me and my ex-wife moved down to Stewart, Minnesota. That's where we split up at. My kids live up there, and my grandkids. I messed our relationship up. I didn't even know they took it. My ex-wife at the time and my son and my cousin had to make the decision of flesh-eating disease was either my leg or my life.
I think people don't realize that because of crazy, unfortunate life circumstances, that they could be these people here. You could lose both of your parents tomorrow and be the person in the shelter. You could lose your husband and be affected so deeply and be completely traumatized by it that it affects your state of mind so much so that you don't know how to take care of yourself, you don't know how to deal with your finances anymore, you can't go to work, you lose your job, and you end up in a shelter. And I don't think anybody thinks that that could be them, but at the end of the day, it's plain working in my role that I can see that normal people end up in this situation every day.
You get to a certain age and stature in life, and you don't want to ask family or friends for help. You want to do it on your own, and then all of a sudden, you know, the lights are turned out and you're in this situation. There's other things that, they could have had a traumatic life experience, lose a spouse, lose a child, something that just kind of spirals you downward, and you're not able to get out of bed for a month or so, and then you miss, payments or whatever, and you're out on the street because you lose your rental lease. I would hope that going into the future that we would be able to take care of our elders better and find better housing opportunities for them. I'm hopeful that they're out there for us.
I told them that when I filled it out, I need my medical records from the eye doctor. I got to meet with the eye surgeon. They know when I'm going to receive them. So I ain't going to have it by Tuesday? Because the lady I talked to on medical records told me it was June 6th. Yeah, that's what I need.
One of the things that people continue to be surprised by is what actually happens at the shelter. That it's not, you're not just giving for a bed overnight, but you're giving somebody an opportunity to get in, to have a bed to sleep on. They have storage where they get to put their belongings in and actually lock it up, which is very rare in the homeless shelter world. Like being able to sleep and have a sense of safety that my stuff is safe as well. Be able to wake up and take a shower, be fed breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, have a case manager that they work with every other week, have advocates around the clock 24/7 available to come and talk to, have a clothing closet, hygiene closet. Like there's a library, computer lab, like all these things that we're able to offer. It is almost like a home for people. And I think when someone wants to give, like there's so much more that goes into making all of that run than just like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna give for a bed. But it's really this, I think the ask would be, to give, but it's to give to help people experience home, experience a place where they can feel like they're home.
I would say there's a lot of love for everybody. I can't even say like I have a favorite or anything. I love Lily. Lily's up front right now. I love Annette. Annette brought me back here. Annette, actually, the doctor I have now, she kind of got me to that doctor, so I'm very grateful for her. But yeah, it definitely feels like a community here.
So if I placed a double right here, would I add these two? Would this be 6?
Just knowing that on a daily basis, we're giving those people the very basics so that they can become who they're meant to be. Because everybody has an idea of, this is who I'm supposed to be. This is what my life, if I were to dial out my life and figure it out, this is what I would want to do. And Stepping Stone gives people that opportunity to put that map together to be who they're meant to be.
Once I get my own apartment, I'm trying to go back to school. I've been trying for 3 weeks now, and I've tried 3 so far. I got denied twice already. More for like credit history, stuff like that. Cause I'm only 23. I don't have no credit history yet.
Good way to rebound with that, You're
Right.
a denial's tough and kind of issue, but look at this might be a better fit for you. Closer to work.
Yes, way closer.
Got
But the other one, it was nicer, but it was kind of more bougier though.
Bougier. We don't want bougie all the time, right?
It would be wonderful. Like I would feel like, I don't know, there's a sense when you have your children by and close to you, and you know that you're taking care of them, and you know that they've taken their baths, or they've brushed their teeth, or they've done their homework. There's a sense where a mom feels at the end of the night like, oh, like today was a good day. Like right now, I'm feeling lost without it, like completely lost. Like, did they brush their teeth? Did they do their homework? Dad has stepped in and is doing all that, but there's just a sense where I just feel kind of lost right now. Very lost. But like I said, for today, I'm okay with them being there, and I'm, I can talk with them and visit with them. I can go visit them anytime. They can come here, so I'm okay for today. I'll get there.
I like to walk around the river and go sit. There's a bench, so if you come around the back here, you get on the path and you walk around. You could see the river. There's a place where you could stand. And I have a wheelchair, so I have walking issues. So it's like after a while, I have to sit. So I can sit on that chair there, or I can continue walking. And there's a green bench. You see there's like grass, and then you go in and there's a green bench right on the river. So you can sit on the river there. And I would do that a lot in the summertime. So yeah, it's beautiful around here. That's my goal, is to be around here. So, and then I could just walk around the river. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Everything happens for a reason. Like, look now, I'm in my own crib, Like, it took me a little minute. I was in Stepping Stone for 6 months, 6, 7 months. And I was going through hell in that place. Depression, all type of stuff. But I had people in there that'll help me out, that'll cater to me, talk to me, stuff like that, make sure I'm all right. And I think that helped me to be who I am right now. Working 3 jobs, got my own crib, got savings, checking account, I'm doing good right now.
Do your espresso and then go.
The other day I had a client send me a text message of the picture of how he rearranged his living room. And he says, "Isn't this so homey?" And I'm like, "For sure, that's super homey." And I had another guy that, actually one of my clients that moved on from our program, got a place to live. He's like, "Hey, I have this extra toaster oven. Do you know anybody that needs it?" And I was like, "Yes, I have the perfect guy who needs it. He just wants to make little pizza rolls." And so I brought it to my other client and I'm like, "Look at what I got for you." And he's like, "I can make pizza." And I'm like, "Yeah, you can. That's so cool." And so he was so thankful. Just things that we don't even think about, and he wants to make pizza rolls. I had 2 people housed in this house and I was moving a new guy in there. It was kind of a last minute quick thing. This new guy was struggling. And I said, "You can do this." And he goes, "Okay, yes, I can." I actually picked him up from a hotel here. And he went in and one of my old residents went up and gave him the biggest hug in the world. He goes, "Hey buddy, you're home." And it was just like, oh my gosh, that was just like the neatest thing. And actually not even expecting it from the client that gave him a hug, because and it was just like, "Hey buddy, you're home." So that was so neat. So yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Boy, beautiful day, huh?
You don't remember me, do you?
Don't say.
John David. Melton David.
Good to see you, John. Yeah. Mike Lassard.
No, I know who you are.
Okay.
I'm moving back up here.
Oh, nice. Nice. Where you at now?
Anoka.
Okay.
I don't like the city life.
I never was a city guy myself.
But I thought you were just saying water. How do you drink water?
I just adore our residents, and it's really special to be in my role, because when people are coming in from just terrible experiences, I get to confidently say the residents here are gonna change your life. Like, the people that you're spending time with are gonna pour into you, and they're gonna bring you to Quick Trip, and they're gonna play cards with you, and they're gonna make you feel like you have a family here. And I think probably 9 out of 10 residents that leave with friendships and connections where they're exchanging numbers and they're going out to breakfast together, and they have these lasting friendships now where you walk through this place and you can just feel it with how these people treat each other.
The people you meet in the shelter are so compassionate. Like, all of our residents care so much about the people that they're sharing this experience with, and it's really beautiful.
I've learned, to be empathetic. I've learned to not judge. I've learned to be patient. I've learned to, be very kind. I was already kind before I got here, but I think I've taken on a little bit of extra kindness, because you just never know who's going through what. And, besides that, kindness is free, and I think we should be giving it out to everybody, no matter if you're homeless or not, so I've learned a lot in this environment, and I've learned to just love without judgment, love without, to love people where they are.
the Evelyn area. I still do take trips up to the North Shore and everything up there, Grand Marais and stuff, and I'll hit up the falls every once in a while. It's been a while, but I gotta get back up there again. I miss it. But best of luck to you, seriously.
I miss my kids and grandkids.
And that's an important thing to get up there for.
Yep.
It's beautiful, but the kids and grandkids are what make it worthwhile.